Hey guys, just doing this week's dev update from home as I'm feeling a little bit sick. The development was a little bit slower this week as we did a bunch of session and Oxen and liblokinet kind of all hands meetings where we discussed kind of the development process, ways to improve it, and different communication styles across the team. But we did get a little bit done this week. Basically, we just continued on our previous tasks that I've been talking about for a few months now. So the increased focus on the session user configuration messages and lib session integration into session, which is going pretty well on all platforms right now. iOS actually did its first round of QA testing late last week, so we got a lot of feedback from that, which is now being implemented on iOS. We're probably only a few days away from Android having finished that and starting to go into QA testing as well with the user configuration message management. And desktop just a little bit behind that too. And then we also had some team members working on disappearing messages and then some MISC tasks on iOS and Android. On the core team, we have essentially been working on ONS registration and renewal, essentially still responding to some comments that were brought forth when that was submitted for review last week. And we also were able to meet with a second auditor for the Ledger integration, which is going well as well. So basically we're getting two quotes there to determine which is going to be the best pricing and also provide the best service for the Ledger integration, which is a step that they require before a coin can actually be implemented into the live Ledger wallet, but we're already in the experimental store right now. Just need to get that final step done before we can go completely live with Ledger. And on the on the liblokinet side, we have essentially been working on liblokinet. So Dan is going through more of the liblokinet code and finding more performance and reliability fixes. Had some really good news that I told you about in last week's dev update, which was a massive improvement in reliability. We're also looking to build something into Session to be able to test that or to test onion requests against liblokinet so that we can understand what the performance differences between them and whether they're kind of matching expectations, because obviously we wouldn't seek to replace onion requests before we had liblokinet in a state where things were working better than onion requests, and the potential for it being better is massive. Liblokinet, if liblokinet is able to conform to the same standards that liblokinet is conforming to, then we'll have massive speed ups, massive increases in throughput. So that's obviously what we're trying to get to, but we want to be able to compare them against each other as well. So yeah, that just about wraps up the dev side of things. If you have any questions, hit me up on Session, but I'll throw it over to Josh for the next section. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another week of our Oxen Weekly Lab updates. So last week, we did a whole lot of planning on the Oxen side of things because we're right smack in the middle of a freshening up of the brand at the moment. So what we've been doing is been working out a lot of the promotional materials and like how we're going to promote Oxen when everything's all done, when the freshening up is all done. So then there's no lag time, we can just go straight into, showing the world who we are and what we do and how we do it. So a whole bunch of that has been looking into potential influencer campaigns that we can do. We've also been doing a bunch of research into good platforms that we can advertise on, specifically ones that have, large chunks of Oxen's target audience that we want, that they congregate on. So that's been a whole bunch of what the last week was focused on. But on top of that, we also pumped out a whole bunch of session and Oxen tutorial vids. We had a couple, I think one was how to clear your data in Session, and then there was another one on reporting bugs, how to report bugs efficiently. So we've been doing that, but as well as that, we've also been cutting up the session tapes into smaller bite-sized, chunks that we can easily just put out on our social platforms, and that way we get more content out of the one piece of content, I suppose. So we've been doing that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the last week. So that's it from me, and I'll see you guys next time.